Hello, welcome back. I'm so glad you've decided to move along on the training. And this is one call or video or whatever I hope you will come back to many times throughout your coaching journey. And I'm going to tell you why. We are going to talk about your why, the reason why you decided to coach, the reason why you keep going, and also how to tell your story and why it's so important and why people want to hear about you. Okay. So why did I say, you might want to come back to this video several times throughout your coaching journey, because your why, the reason that you're here, what keeps you going can change over time. If you watched the first welcome video when I talked a little bit about my story and how I developed Team Fit to Love, when I first started coaching, my why was my daughter, my young daughter, who I shared that I came out of a very emotionally and verbally abusive marriage. And I had very low self-esteem. One of the reasons I left that marriage was because I never wanted my daughter to hear a man speak to a woman, let alone his wife, the way that my ex-husband spoke to me, that was okay. And so I really had to figure out how to build up myself, not by other people or outside people and things, in order to be able to do that for myself so that I could raise a confident, secure, independent young woman that I really wasn't growing up. And so my daughter was my why, and creating this healthy lifestyle and this self-love. And over the years, once I developed that, my why changed. Now, a couple of years ago, or about 18 months ago, when I decided to really go all in, my why was time freedom. My why changed to being able to travel with my husband, who has so much time freedom and is self-employed himself, and to be able to pick up my daughter at the bus stop again, which was taken away from me, be able to get her to school or get her ready in the morning and not have to be rushing out the door and freaking out and making sure my husband gets her out the door and all the stuff, right? That time freedom became a huge motivator, or my why, to be able to do things in my life that I never even really thought was possible. And so that's what kept me going. Times in between there, what kept me going, my why, was my own independence, having this income that was just mine, that I could, go and spend on clothes or things for my daughter or trips. That was not the money that was going towards our joint income. Because when I was married in my previous marriage, I was the breadwinner. I was the only one providing an income. So all of the money that I was earning went to pay down debt or try to, pay off bills and things that we couldn't afford in the first place. So I wanted that financial independence. That was my why. So throughout my 7.5 years, it has changed so many times, but the fact remains, I always had a why big enough to keep me going when it got tough. I will tell you, there are times in your coaching career you will be like, oh man, is this really, do I really want to come home at night? And do I really want to invite people? Do I really want, to continue to share my journey on social media, or follow up with people, or whatever it may be? Your why has to be big enough that you go, yes, I do. When you read that why and you write it down and you read it over, you go, yes, I do. That is worth it. Whatever that is, it's absolutely worth the time and effort it will take to get there. That is why it is so important, and why you can come back to this video at any time to reevaluate your why, your story, because your story will also change over the course of your coaching. I call it a career, but your coaching career or experience. So what I would like you to do, and these resources are going to be in there also in the PDF, so you could print them out and actually fill them out, or you can do this in your own way. But I really want you to think about, before you started coaching, and maybe, maybe when you were just a challenger, you were a customer and you were like doing the programs and the nutrition plans, and what was that like? What were your struggles back then? I want you to make a web of all the different reasons that you like even before you became a customer, like why did you want to become a customer? And then what were the struggles for you when you decided to become a coach? Think about them. And they could be some in the same. They could be a lot of people start coaching because they want accountability on their own health and fitness journey. And that is totally fine. A lot of people start coaching because they want a community. And if you are coming into this training and you started out right off the bat as a customer and a coach, fan freaking tastic. You can be just as successful as anybody else and that's been a customer or anybody or a coach for 3 years. Again, this opportunity is based on the amount of work that you want to put into it. Little work, little result. Same with your health and fitness journey. I love how the idea of coaching can relate so well to our health and wellness journey. If you're on your health and wellness journey, if you are putting in very little effort to change things in your behaviors, your diet, your activity levels, your mindset, you're going to get very little results. Same thing in your coaching business. If you are wanting to earn an income or pay for your products or something where you are earning money back for the work that you are putting in, you are going to have to do some work. The amount of income that you want to do or earn, we can help you figure out how much work you need to put in to earn that amount of income, but it does take work. If anyone ever tells you that being a coach is like you can do no work and earn an income, they are lying to you, and don't listen to anything else they have to say. Period. Or any MLM, anything that you do. If anybody says you're going to earn something without doing anything, they are lying or it's a catch. I'm just going to put that out there. So first exercise is to make a web of all your struggles. This is not to be negative and think about all the like, oh God, I remember it's like my struggles before I started coaching was no time to work out, because when I would go to the gym and I take my little kid and then she'd get me kicked out of the class because she pooped or she was screaming her bloody head off and I'd have to go back. I just spent an hour getting her to the gym, picking her from daycare, going to the gym, getting her in the daycare, getting to class, and then being called out. Like that was way more time than I had on my hands. Okay. Money. I actually put my gym membership on hold after this all happened because I was spending all this money on my gym membership, even though it was like $30 or $40 a month. When you are a single parent, $30 or $40 a month is a lot of money. So I put my gym membership on hold thinking that I would work out in my apartment complex gym. I think I worked out twice in there. I think I lived there for 3 years. So it solved a lot of problems, even just the being able to work out at home and then coaching, earning an income, a side income that could help me pay bills and have those things like happy hours and extra cute little outfits for my daughter or coffee dates. Okay. Think of all the struggles that you had. Think of struggles that you had that you know other women can relate to. Because remember, we are not alone. We are not trying to be perfect. We are trying to be authentic, show up as our authentic selves with our real story, the parts of your story you're willing to share, and also be vulnerable with maybe some of the not so shiny parts, because that's what's relatable. That is what other women, moms, teachers, coworkers, friends, family are going to go, that's how I feel. And she doesn't feel like that anymore because she did X, Y, and Z, and I want to be where she is now. So we're thinking back to that time when we were struggling. Doesn't mean you're not struggling on anything right now, but think about all those struggles and why you started coaching. Oops. Come on. Okay. And then getting deep into your why. I told you, and I used to hear this all the time, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not deep enough. I am not a crier. So every time I would talk about my why, it wouldn't really make me cry. So I always felt like it wasn't deep enough, but I'm just not a crier. So, but that was something that was told. And I know usually anytime somebody tells their story, they start talking about their why, they end up in tears because it means that much to them. And they are so grateful for this opportunity that has changed their life. So another exercise, this is going to really help you, guide you. If you're like, I don't know what my why is. I don't know. I just really liked what she said, or I liked the opportunity, or I really related with that lady on the call, whatever. This is going to help you dive deep into your why. So I want you to make a list of 10 things you do not like in your life right now. For example, I do not like having debt. Right now in my life, I do not like that I still have student loan debt. I no longer work in education, yet I still have like $35,000 of student loan debt that I want to get rid of. Okay. So think of 10 things that you do not like about your life right now. And again, this is not trying to be negative or make you feel horrible, because remember, you have control over so many things that you don't like about your life. When we feel like we lack that control in our lives, that's when we throw our hands up and go, oh yeah, my life sucks. But when you write these down in a list and you go, oh, I can control that. I have control over that. I'm not going to pay off $40,000 or $35,000 in student loan debt tomorrow. But if I started adding $100 more towards that payment every month or whatever, I have control. I'm taking control of that thing that I don't like about my life. If I want to lose 20 pounds, I don't like that I have this extra 20 pounds after COVID, COVID 18 months or whatever. Okay. That doesn't mean you hate your body, doesn't mean you hate your life and you're going to self-sabotage and you're going to, self-loathing and all these things. It just means, hey, I have control over that. I can stop drinking so much every night of the week. I can pay attention to my food, stop eating my face off when I'm drinking every night. Okay. We have control over these things. And then on the other side of the paper, you are going to create it into a positive. We never want to sit with those negatives or those things. We want to, that we feel like, where you feel like you have no control and you become the victim of your own circumstances. Nope, no more. Okay. For everything you do not like, we are going to make it into a positive. For example, taking control, I am capable of eliminating my debt. You didn't say, I'm going to pay off $35,000 debt in 3 months. You made it that you are in control. I am capable of changing my drinking habits. I'm capable of that. I'm absolutely capable. Have I been choosing not to? A little bit, but I'm absolutely capable. The first thing you have to get right, and we're going to talk about this in another training, is your mindset. Your mindset. Sometimes you don't believe it, but when you start writing it down, you start repeating it to yourself, you start putting these things that you want out into the universe starts to pay attention. Even if you're not quite there and believing it yet. If I were to write the statement, I am capable of changing my drinking habits. And I'm like, oh, am I really? But I keep saying it and I keep writing it down, or I keep praying about it, or whatever it is that you do, you're going to put it out there in the universe. And so the next time that somebody's like, hey, do you want a cocktail at home? Or my husband's like, I'm like, no, I really don't. It doesn't have to be this big production of something changing your life, but I just made an adjustment to my old behavior because I'm capable of making that decision. I'm capable of adding an extra $100 to my student loan debt. Maybe that extra $100 is what you want to earn in the month so that you can make that extra loan payment to your car, to your student's college fund or your kid's college fund, your 20th anniversary trip, whatever it is, you are capable. I love these exercises. They're so good. I'm going to have to do them again myself, I think. So now that we've talked about digging deep into your why, and I forgot to do a homework for this, I'm going to ad lib the homework at the end. Once you know your why, you're figuring it out, you're figuring out what you want out of coaching, you need to understand that facts tell and stories sell. I wish I would have learned this way earlier on in my coaching journey, that nobody wants to see the sale, get all this for $160, and graphics from trainers and people that they know nothing about. I'm obsessed with our trainers. I'm obsessed with our nutrition programs and our fitness programs because I've been living them for the last 7.5 years. The only real trainer that anybody knows, I'm not going to lie, is Shaun T, because he's a huge, huge celebrity and famous person outside of the fitness world. But I will tell you how many people that I will be like, oh, have you heard of Beachbody? Nope. Because Beachbody doesn't sell. We do. We as individual coaches sell the story, how Beachbody, how the company, how the products, how the programs have helped us change our lives. So the earlier that you can start sharing your story, your personal, not mine, not somebody else's, not the person in the before and after photo in the different programs, but yours. How has implementing the workouts, the mindset, because it's not just about workouts and nutrition, personal development, the community of like-minded people, the events that we get to go to. How have those things changed your life? I will tell you, more than the workouts and the supplements and Shakeology, the people in this business and that have been brought into my life, including you watching this video, is what has changed my life most. I could have done any workout, and I'm telling you, I love our products and our programs. I bleed Beachbody blue, but it's the people, the community that kept me coming back. I would say it, I would always go, even if I made $0, I would never quit coaching because I would lose the community that comes with it. I cannot lose that community, and I will not. You have to learn to tell your story. That is what's going to attract people to you. They're not attracted to me. They're not attracted to the top coach. They're attracted to you because you are the one that is relating to them and speaking to them when you tell your story. So this is what I was taught probably early on, but I didn't implement it. So I hope that you'll do it now. And again, this will change as you go through your journey. But the best way to tell a story, whether it's on social media, whether it's in person, over an email, is you go back and you think about, it doesn't have to be long or lengthy. It can be something, and you can find bits and pieces about your story to tell in different ways. When you talk about your life before Team Beachbody, okay? Before Team Beachbody, before I became a coach or even a customer, I was an avid gym goer. I would work out 5 to 6 days a week at the gym, probably an hour to an hour and a half a day. I had no direction. I didn't know what I was doing. I literally worked out so I could eat and drink whatever the hell I wanted. I had no idea what to do about nutrition besides I thought just cutting calories and eating as little as possible was going to get me to my dream body. Okay, that's what I was doing. I was super insecure. And I'm going back way back to even before I married my husband, but we were dating. I'm thinking like, it's literally, I can think of the picture going to the gym every day and putting my headphones in because I didn't want anybody talking to me. I didn't know if I was using the machines right. I literally would stay on the same machines for legs and then arms. And then I would do the elliptical or something stupid until I was actually got up the courage to start going into the group fitness classes. And then I told you, then I couldn't go anymore because of my kid. Once I had a kid, that was years later, but you know what I mean. Okay. My life before Beachbody had no direction. I had no self-esteem. I did not know what a healthy lifestyle looked like at all. The only thing that I had is that I knew I needed to work out. That's all. I knew to be healthy, I needed to work out and move my body and exercise. That's all I had. When I first joined Beachbody, and I'm going to be really, really honest with you, when I first joined Beachbody, it took me a long time to adopt the nutrition plans. And actually when 21 Day Fix came out with the Portion Fix, that's when I first was like, oh, I can do this for 21 days. And I really never, I did the workouts, I drank my shake, and I really never applied the nutrition plans because I still didn't understand that. I was like, oh, I was in my 30s when I started. I was in my early 30s and I was like, oh, I can still, try to eat and drink work off my eating and drinking, whatever, you know what I mean? And so it took me a while to really adopt the nutrition plans, the full capabilities or opportunities of the Beachbody lifestyle. But it was when I went to my very first summit that I saw the possibilities that were endless with coaching if I was willing to put in the work and the effort. And so my story has changed, not changed, but grown. I've had so much growth. I started following programs because the other thing is I never like started and completed a program, even as a coach. I started and completed programs. I follow the nutrition plans. I use the supplements, and I shared my authentic story. I was always so afraid to share the real parts of my life, thinking that Instagram or Facebook, when I first started, all they wanted to see was the highlight reel. And I will tell you till I'm blue in the face, they want to see real. 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 They want to see real. This does not mean we sit and bitch and moan on social media about all the horrible things. Because guess what? We have an answer to all of the horrible things that we all go through and deal with on a daily basis. We have solutions in the way of workouts if you're feeling lethargic and lazy and never want to do anything and just want to sleep all the time. We have nutrition if you feel like your health is at risk and you're on, maybe close to becoming a diabetic or other health related issues. We have nutrition programs and supplements. We have, if you're lonely, if you are feeling isolated, we have a community of amazing human beings. We have personal development. There's so many facets of what we have to offer. And you need to be utilizing all of them, all of them. And I don't even know how to say the life after Beachbody. The only thing I can think about is maybe stop. Oh, this is going to happen. Maybe after you complete your first program and you feel like so amazing because you just finished your first program and you had great results, you feel amazing. But I don't really feel like the only life after Beachbody I really think is if you quit. And then it's like you have to reevaluate, you look, oh, what's my life like now that I don't do this? I don't want to know what that looks like. But what I'm telling you is you talk about your life now. Like, what did you have to do? Like, what was it like before? What did you do? What did you change in your life to get to where you are now? And what are you going to continue to do to learn and grow and continue to be the best version of yourself? One of the best compliments I get is when people that have known me for years tell me how much they've seen me grow. Not change, because I don't like the word change. I like growth. That is the biggest compliment, because the people that knew me at my lowest, the people that knew me when I was the most negative, insecure, miserable person to be around. I actually had my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, and my brother-in-law legit told me they could not hang out with me because I was too negative. Like literally had to take a break from me to the person that I am today. I get mad at my husband when he's negative. I'm like, what? And I go, oh, is that what I was like? Oh my God, it's exhausting. The best compliment I get is when people, not how they tell me how good I look if I've lost weight or anything. No, it's that how they see I've grown as a person, as a human, as a wife, as a mom, as a coach. When somebody tells me they believe that I found my passion, my calling, what? That's the biggest compliment I get. And it's because I told my story in a way that is inspirational, uplifting, and people feel like they can relate and that it's possible for them too. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't tell them that it's always easy, because it's not. But my story, and I even hate the word sell, but you guys, we do have products that we sell. We do. Everybody does. Every business, company, everybody trying to make it in this world has something they are trying to sell. What we get to sell or tell about is something that can literally change somebody's life forever. Forever. If you need help designing your story, figuring out, that is what we are here for. It doesn't have to be this long, I lost 50 pounds and now my knees don't hurt. Like, that's an amazing story, but it doesn't have to be like that. It could literally be something as simple. I drank Shakeology for 7 days. Before Beachbody, I never ate a vegetable. I hate vegetables. I started a program. I drink Shakeology for 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. I feel amazing. I'm pooping every day. Whatever it is, I have more energy and I'm going to continue to drink it. That's the story right there. That's a personal experience story about what you're using that changed your life. Just like if you were to use a hair product or clothes that you buy and you tell somebody where you bought them. Same thing. But fortunately, the stories that we get to tell, like I said, can change your life. I love clothes, but I don't know if a clothing item has ever changed my life. I'm just saying. So, your homework from this video is to do those 2 little lessons. Those resources are at the back of this PDF that you can print out and fill out. And I want you to, what you feel comfortable with, take a picture, share, start thinking about your story and your why, and share with your upline, your coach that invited you. Because again, when we know why you're here, we're going to help you stay here and meet all of the possibilities and opportunities related to your why.